Hello, my name is Justin Larscheid, and this is week 4 discussion for Intro to IO Psychology. Question number 1, can you think of instances at a current or recent job which turnover was a function of not hiring the right person? Yeah, for sure. For my own business, I've tried to hire probably 7 different people now. Um, you know, the turnover in my company is high. Um, I think that's what was a major factor as to why I decided to go back to school for IO psychology and maybe understand what I was doing wrong and what I was uh, not putting the right emphasis in regards to hiring or recruiting and hiring. Um, and honestly, I've learned a significant amount. Two of the things that really popped out to me in the article were taking your time. Taking your time is so important. Um, I find myself always trying to rush things with my company. I do a good job, but you have a lot of different factors when you're the owner of a company. And time is money. It's just boils down to it. And I'm all about quality. However, you can't make money if there's not an aspect of quantity there too. And so when you're so focused on those things, the aspects of putting time and energy into something like hiring when you just need a guy then and there, or a girl, whoever, a person, then and there, right then and there for a job that you need done yesterday. um, you don't put a whole lot of time into doing the right steps to hire the right people, which in turn creates high turnover, which is exactly what I experience. um, as I said, I learned this considerable amount through this program in regards to doing job analysis and um, understanding what you need to do to actually find the right person, getting an accurate job description, determining the right job qualifications, um, determining your environment. That was another thing that was in the article that really pointed out to me. You have to know your environment in order to hire the right person, and all of that stuff takes time, and time is money. To hire and to recruit and to hire can be a very expensive process. However, what I've learned now through this program is if you take the time to do it right the first time and implement the right processes, that might be a little pricey in the beginning. It saves you so much more time and money in the long run because you've hired the right person. So therefore, your production is at where it needs to be because you have the right person doing the right job, and therefore you're making more money. So the short-term investment pays off in the long term. That was one thing that I really learned with personnel psychology once again, was that the long term, short term aspects of it, you really need to focus on the long term. It's long term, not short term. And that was very important and influential to me in the reading. Another topic was being creative. Being creative is very important when trying to recruit and hire someone. um, Switching things up. Let's say, obviously, my practices in hiring and recruiting haven't been successful at all. Maybe I need to seek out different avenues to finding potential hires. Maybe I need to switch up the job a little bit. Maybe I need to switch up my testing a little bit. Being creative, thinking of new ways and innovative ways that can benefit and help grow your company or whatever situation or context you're in. For me, my company is important, and therefore creativity is so imperative to that. Number two, have you ever experienced false advertising for a potential job? Yeah, totally. I think everybody has. There's a big aspect of that. That's why job analysis and the right job description is very important to find the right person, because then you might just be false advertising and therefore getting the wrong person. Or you might be false advertising and getting the right person and putting them in a shitty job. For me, my own personal experience is I did some consulting for the marijuana business. I live in Colorado, so obviously it's legal, and I was doing some consulting for some grows, major grow ops in the areas, and when I was brought on or hired, they advertised it as just being a consultant. I would look at the processes, I would look at the people. In essence, kind of what I'm going back to school for now, but I would look at the processes and I would look at the people, and I would try to make that better so this company could obviously make money. In the end, I ended up doing more of a management and pretty much I wore all hats. It was like I was the owner of this company. I handled sales, I handled hiring, I handled material procurement. Yeah, it's just really, I was doing everything and all of it that was not initially what they advertised the job as being. So therefore, I felt there was a shorting of what I was being paid, and then what my responsibilities were. And so yeah, I definitely have experienced that, and it never really ends well or leads to a good place, because right then and there, false advertising, false. Therefore, it denotes no trust. Um, um, Lack of information, manipulation, everything that will never lead to a good situation. Lastly, third question, why do organizations use unstructured interviews despite their relatively low validity? What I've found and what the research has said is it allows for more of a flexible style, not so rigid. Structured interviews have set questions. They're looking for set answers. They want set behaviors. There's no flexibility. There's no kind of go with the flow type of thing. It's very rigid, and it can impose a lot of stress, undue stress onto the interviewee, because they want to answer the right question or answer the questions the right way, and let's say sound competent and things like that. And so instead of actually thinking about the questions or what they want or how they could benefit the company, they're thinking about how they're going to mess up. And so they're initially already thinking out of fear. Therefore, they're going to be stressed and not interview to their best abilities. They say that unstructured interviews just allows for more flexible and not so rigid environment, which in turn allows for the interviewee to feel more comfortable and interactive with the interviewer, therefore answering questions more honestly and forthcoming. However, that can also lead to an interview that has no relevance, because what was discussed isn't reliable or valid to the job. That it could be so comfortable between the interviewer and interviewee that they just kind of start shooting the shit, for lack of better words. They're not focused on exactly what the job is, what the company's needs are, what the candidates' needs are. All of the very pertinent and imperative information that needs to be discussed in an interview potentially doesn't, because there's a laissez-faire attitude about it. So other than that, yeah, that is my week 4 discussion. Hope you enjoy.